RSF report actually talks about this decade that will it's almost an existential decade. The challenges are going to increase for journalists around the world. And you've described, we both know, we've talked about this a lot in terms of what we're facing, the challenges that we face. Where do you get the courage? What advice would you give to others who, may want to step back?
I used to feel very victimized a couple of years ago, saying, why is this happening to me? I had to go undercover, do a sting operation on the government, and then self-publish my book, and then nobody's willing to publish me. So I used to feel like a victim all the time, till such time that I actually went out to these international conferences and met journalists who are at the receiving end of the stage. And it felt like, oh my God, everybody's doing the same things. I'm not an aberration. This is a norm. And journalists everywhere in the world are paying a price for speaking the truth. So I derive my strength from these journalists who are fighting every day to retain the integrity of this profession. I take strength from people of this country who have reposed their faith in me. They send me mails and they send me messages on Instagram, WhatsApp saying, we are proud of what you're doing. So that keeps your faith alive. There's so many people who are praying for you, and there's so many people. I know there are people who abuse you all the time, and there are people who send you death threats. But there are equal number of people who love you and who support you, including your family members who have been at the receiving end of this, but they still support you. And when you see the injustice around you, you know that it's easy. The easiest thing is to run away from the country, take a fellowship, which I have been offered so many times, take a fellowship, move out of the country. Is the easiest thing to do. But to stay back in your own country and fighting for what is right and fighting for your own people, I think that's the right thing to do. And the love that I get from people of this country who genuinely believe in the idea of the world's largest democracy or secularism, I think that's what keeps me going. The idea of justice keeps me going.